female product manager at a startup. What a great start. Admissions officers not only want to attract diversity, and most programs still are striving to admit more women to balance their classes, but admissions officers also tend to reward those who thrived in environments where they're in the minority. It shows character, and when we dig in, we'll see that our applicant did in fact thrive in a male-dominated culture. Okay, here we go, let's dig in. 3.1 in literature from a large state university, 161 quant, 162 GRE, test taken 3 times, 2 years as chief of staff for the CEO of a late-stage startup right out of college, 2 years as assistant product manager, 1 year as product manager for a true startup in edtech, only female among 18 colleagues. No extras, goals, strategy consulting, or return to the startup world in strategy, applying to Wharton, Kellogg, and Duke. Okay, let's take a look at this applicant. First of all, just remarkable work experience. She started in a support role as a chief of staff. That's incredible experience and quite a valuable perspective to share with the class. That said, she has to be sure that she's not presenting herself as a glorified admin. She wasn't taking notes, she was accelerating her CEO's agenda. She should definitely be seeking a recommendation from her former CEO. If written properly, it should carry real weight. Applicants often underestimate the power of the recommendations. They can be decisive in the admissions process because they provide a depth of objective feedback that the admissions committee just can't get elsewhere. Her path from chief of staff to assistant product manager might need some explanation, but a chief of staff position doesn't go on forever, and she seems to have made the transition to product manager. Notably, she got a promotion from assistant to product manager. That's great. And as we teased at the opener, she's the only woman among 18 men, and she's thriving. Well, her identity as an applicant does not need to be one where she shows herself to be the standard bearer for all women. Maybe the environment was entirely egalitarian, regardless of poor representation. She should definitely be highlighting that she was succeeding therein, and you guessed it, her recommender should be highlighting that too. And another plus, EdTech. EdTech almost implies that she's mission-driven and doing something with purpose. She might lean in on that story as well and might connect it to her future startup goals. We never suggest that anyone make up goals, but this applicant has a differentiated story, and strategy consulting, for example, would kind of take away from the excitement that would continue with her returning to the startup world. Now, we've talked about our applicant's remarkable professional career, but every candidate has their strengths and weaknesses. No such thing as a perfect candidate. In this case, our applicant's GPA is low, and her GRE is a nick under the school's averages. We aren't concerned that her averages will get her rejected, but we do worry that she may not be sending a strong message that she can manage the quantitative aspects of the program with lower grades in literature and her passable but not extraordinary GRE. She's taken the GRE several times. It may be time to consider taking HBS Core so that she can tell the story that she can manage the MBA curriculum in her optional essay. Finally, our applicant claims to not have any extras. While she may not have any formal volunteer activity, we find that virtually everyone has an extra, whether it's mentoring someone at work or taking a hobby or passion to an extreme or caring for a family member or any other activity. So we don't know what it is, but we'll discover it with her. So as we sum up, we see the rare applicant who may be able to find her way into Wharton or Kellogg on the strength of a well-told career story, especially if she can improve her quant story with the HBS Core. She's likely borderline without it, but with it, she's the type of a candidate that the admissions committee could admit with lower scores. They won't do it for the consultant or banker, but here they get the unique experience that they're seeking. Duke seems like a relatively safe choice for our applicant, and if she's looking to add safe schools, then Darden, Yale, Tuck are all plausible. Meantime, if she wants to add MIT or CBS, they too would be in the mild reach category, with HBS and GSB being improbable but not impossible. Well, that brings us to the end. If you're wondering how your profile stacks up against those of other business school hopefuls, be sure to check out our series on evaluating your competitiveness as an applicant. And best of luck with your application process.